it beats logic that a governor comes to Nairobi carrying regulations of the county assembly to respond to questions by the Senate. And that has been happening only because the county assemblies have not been doing their job. So Chairman Kenyanyi, congratulations. You are giving us that confidence that devolution can work and that county assemblies can play their primary oversight role. Now that the county assembly has considered this report and made certain recommendations, I will, honorable members, propose that we go to the Auditor General. The Auditor General will guide us on issues that have been resolved to their satisfaction in line with our recommendations. And where there are some issues that are still outstanding, we look at them, and if we cannot resolve them, then we allow you to test them in the substantive audit that has already begun for 2024-2025. Auditor General, will that do justice?
That will do justice, and I'm well guided.
Okay. So unless there is another observation, I'll allow the senators here to settle, and then you will go on record. But in the meantime, Auditor General, start us off. We might not, because the report of the Assembly has just been tabled, we'll just use it for reference for now, but we'll ask the Auditor General to look at it keenly. And anything that the Assembly had asked for further review should form part of your next audit cycle.
Well-guided, Chairman.
Yes, Senator, please go on record.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm sorry for coming late. My name is Aruburo Oginga, Senator for Siaya County, and I welcome my governor and his team to the committee. Thank you. I'm a friend of the committee.
You are welcome, Senator. I know that as a member of the Liaison Committee, you are expected to travel somewhere else today, and I appreciate that you have decided to prioritize this engagement over the other activities of the Liaison Committee. So let's proceed. Auditor General, let's start with the executive report.
Thank you, Chair.
How many issues were raised? How many have been addressed?
Yes, Chair. I wanted to say that during the year, the review, that is the year ended 30th June 2024, the audit opinion was a qualified audit opinion, and 39 paragraphs or 39 issues were raised in the report. 16 of these issues have been fully addressed. 12 of them have been partially addressed, and they continue to be addressed. But 11 paragraphs have not been addressed. Thank you. So, Chair, I don't know whether you want me to read all the. Okay.
I think what you do for purposes of efficiency, can we mention the 16 issues that have been addressed, and we agree that they're addressed so that they don't have to form part of the next audit report. You don't have to read the entire finding, because if they have been resolved to your satisfaction,
yes,
all we need to do is just to adopt that.
Thank you, Chair. There was an issue of compensation of employees. Paragraph 3. Section 3, where there are 192 members of staff that had been paid an amount of 3,141,120 as special allowances. There was no documentary evidence.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the original audit report. So
yes.
What is it? Is it compensation of employees and a basis for qualified opinion?
Yeah, and a basis for qualified opinion. Paragraph 1, 3, that is Italian 3. That issue has been addressed. Number 4 has also been addressed.
I think, Auditor, let's start with the ones that are fully resolved.
Okay.
Because what you're saying means that this is partially resolved. Is it fully resolved or partially?
It's fully resolved. Paragraph 3 and 4.
What about 1 and 2?
1 and 2 is not addressed.
Yeah, so that it means it's partially resolved.
Okay.
So let's focus on the ones that have been fully addressed from your perspective.
Thank you. Well guided.
Which is the next one that is resolved?
Number 2 is also partially addressed. Yes, it's partially addressed.
Number 2 was 2.1, 2.11.
Yes,
So which of those have been addressed?
2.11 is addressed, and
Read out 2.11 is?
excess and unsupported payment of domestic travel and subsistence allowances.
So that has been addressed from your analysis of records?
Yes, that is addressed.
The next one?
The next one is unsupported legal fees. It's now addressed.
So under 2.1, only 2.11 is fully addressed.
Yes.
Hiring of transport companies, outstanding. Amounts paid to the county government, outstanding.
Yes.
Irregular payment of sitting allowances to members of county assembly, outstanding.
Yes.
Unsupported training expenses.
This one is it was supported.
Fully or partially?
We had raised the issue of 2.2. We had raised the issue of a training needs analysis had not been done, but for supporting documents they were given for to indicate those who had gone for the training.
Can we close it?
I think we can close it because I've noted that the county is developing a training policy, but it's in draft form.
No, but if the policy is not there, then you can't close it. This was more of a policy. They did training without a training needs assessment.
Assessment, yes.
Yeah. And this matter has been coming up. I'm not sure whether it's in the executive, but I remember going through it in the report of the assembly.
Yes.
So if the training needs assessment is guided by policy.
A policy, yes.
Does the policy exist?
There's no policy yet.
So then
I had two issues there.
Did training happen?
The training happened.
But there was no needs assessment.
But there was no needs assessment. In my first paragraph, I had raised the issue of the amount not being supported. I had not gotten those who are being trained.
Has that now been supported?
That one has been supported.
So whatever remains is the needs assessment.
The needs assessment. Yes.
So then this should be kept in view.
Okay.
Yeah, partially resolved.
Yeah,
it cannot be fully closed.
Partially resolved.
Unsupported legal fees?
This is now well supported. It was well supported.
We proceed. Other grants and transfers. IFMIS and financial statement variances.
This was fully addressed.
That is 3.1.
To 3.1 was addressed.
3.2.
Payments. This was an account. This is also an accounting matter that has been addressed.
Okay. 4.0.
Inaccuracies in the bank statement. I mean, bank balances is also
Chair,
addressed.
when you go by the report, those of us who are following these documents will not be able to follow. So maybe just read the title, like inaccuracies in bank balances, and then we follow through.
Yeah, instead of referring to the number.
Yeah.
That's a concern.
Yeah.
So inaccuracies in bank balances?
That one is also resolved. I mean, addressed.
Unsupported acquisition of assets.
This was partially addressed.
So this is pending. Non-adherence to end of period cut-off procedures.
This is also pending, not addressed.
Unexplained voided transactions.
Sure, the issue is partially addressed because some of the balances have been explained. Yes, others they have not.
But as per our earlier discussion, it's a global issue, and we have already agreed that we need to convene the stakeholders to find a solution to this problem.
Yes, Chair.
Budgetary control and performance, that is a conversation that we can have. Pending bills.
Pending bills, Chair, there are still some pending bills, but...
Okay, this is important for us to consider today. Under lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources, there was failure to construct governor's residence and irregular rental allowance. Is that resolved?
Not yet resolved.
Okay. Failure to pay full premium on staff medical insurance.
It was partially addressed. They paid something.
So still outstanding. 1/3 of basic salary rule. This is a matter that should be kept in view.
Yes, it's still
because you've got new deductions that come from parliamentary decisions.
there. Yes.
Ethnic composition of employees.
This is also an issue.
This can also be kept in view because the Committee on Cohesion has been doing an inquiry on it. Irregularities in interest management.
We have seen a lot of progress.
But is it closed?
It's not closed.
Is your query closed?
Not yet.
Failure to implement recommendations of the County Legislative Oversight Committee.
We noted that out of the issues that we had raised, only one issue that had not been addressed.
And as we had mentioned, this is one of the few counties where we are seeing this audit observation because the county assembly has actually made certain recommendations.
Yes.
In most of the counties, there is no recommendation, to implement. So I would be quite interested in seeing the resolution of the county assembly on this because it's a matter that affects them. But when we come to the substantive issue, I'll invite Chairman Kenyanya to comment. Failure to insure county government buildings.
They are not yet insured.
Irregular payment to Council of Governors and Lake Region Economic Bloc.
It's still there.
That one, we have a resolution that was adopted when Governor Orengo was the leader of minority. So that resolution still remains on payments to Council of Governors. And then we have delayed, stalled, and incomplete projects.
Chair, I wish to confirm that this one has been completed.
The three-phase electricity power at the CR Stadium.
Yes.
So we can tick that. Installation of stadium VIP seats.
They have been installed and our people are able to inspect.
Governor, is this a stadium where we played football in January? Okay.
Yes, this is a stadium.
It's okay.
And you sat on the seats also.
And on the issue of electricity, note that the CI Senator is the chairman of energy.
Of the energy
the Senate, so he should be helping the county. They say charity begins at home.
Chairman does not provide electricity.
Yeah, let's allow the chair to be an overseer rather than an implementer. So installation of stadium VIP seats, that we can tick off. Delay in construction of perimeter wall at Migwena Sports Cultural Center.
The wall has been completed.
Again, is this the cultural center where
Yes.
where Senator Oburu's mother was found? Can you go on record?
Found and put, in the domestic domain.
Found and engaged. So this one, Senator Oburu, I hope that this wall exists, Senator. Perimeter wall at Migwena Sports Cultural Center.
That I must pursue vigorously. I must pursue that one very vigorously.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the auditor tells us that the wall has been built. I don't know whether you have had an occasion to confirm that.
Okay. Then I will confirm. I have not been there recently.
Is that where we were also in January with President Museveni?
No.
We were there during the cultural activities, isn't it?
It was during the Pinto Cultural Festival,
Yeah.
which was in December last year. And by that time, the wall was complete.
I think there were, Museveni came in early January
Yeah.
for the stadium.
For the stadium, and they got Ramogi.
Some photos were sent.
We didn't go to Migwena.
We also went to Migwena.
Yeah.
We also went to Migwena.
So this is something that is verifiable. I mean, if there was a perimeter wall.
Here, I want to confirm that a completion certificate was presented to me and photographs by the staff that I sent out. So unless they write to me, it is there, it's on record. Thank you, Chair.
Karaoke, but photographs can be of any other wall. How do you know that was Migwena?
We trust our staff. So if someone,
We confirm that what we raised, there are no variations,
yes,
and then the approval for extension was finally provided?
yes.
Okay.
Okay. Again, with respect to Migwena, there was washrooms, graveling works, waterworks, powerhouse, and electrification. Governor, is that closed now?
Yeah, but that is done.
Auditor, you can confirm?
Yes, I confirm it's complete.
Chair Kenyanyi, in your report, did you confirm that it is complete? The washroom, graveling works, waterworks, powerhouse, and electrification at Migwena?
Yes, it was done. It has been done.
You did an actual visit?
Did a visit, yes.
Okay. Irregular escalation, project cost, and delay in construction of stadium. Auditor General?
This issue is not yet addressed.
Okay. So that we keep in view. We will deal with it.
CI. Yes.
So because there seems to be two elements. There's a delay in completion, but then there's also irregular escalation in project cost.
Yes.
So we are being told the project is complete. That's why we played football in it, but that does not deal with the cost escalation.
Yes. Yes.
So your concern as OAG is that we focus on the irregular project cost escalation.
Yes.
Okay.
And in future, this specific what we are going.
Proposed construction of county aggregation and industrial parks.
Not yet complete.
Governor, this one is it seems to be a global issue. Do we deal with it as a standalone audit query, or what is the situation with the county aggregation parks?
I think we've been slow, partly because of we needed to, because there's a partnership between the national government and the county government. There was a delay where we needed, and eventually we signed an agreement that allowed the national government to put funds in these projects, and also for us to put funds in those projects. And that was in line with the Constitution, where the national government can actually delegate, or the county government can also delegate its functions to the national government. But there need to be an agreement as required by the Constitution. After that delay, of course, there's exchequer problems, delays. And thirdly, we have had a problem with the contractor also.
Okay, so there's there are the execution issues,
Yeah.
but then there's also the broader policy legislative framework, because this comes as an additional allocation. Have you received the national government portion for this?
No, not all of it. We have received some.
For this financial year ending in 7 days?
I'll ask my CSO.
Chair, we received 53 million
For this financial year?
yes, at the start of the financial year.
Is that the amount that was in the County Government's Additional Allocation Act?
The total money that was there was supposed to be 250 million, and for the county we had put around 123 million, thereabout.
I don't know whether to reframe my question. Perhaps Governor would understand me that when we approve the County Government Additional Allocation Bill and it's enacted, there's an amount due to CIA for the aggregation and industrial park. Has CIA received that full amount as per the Act?
We have not received the full amount, but we have received that amount of 53 million.
53 million.
Yes.
So the expectation is that there'll be a flood of, between now and 30th of June, that money will come.
The strategy that has been taken by the national government, they assess the work done, and since the money is coming from the same basket, as it were, counties that have moved faster than others get a little bit more than the counties which are still slow. Because each county committed 250 million, which CIA did, but the component from the national government, the money flow depends on the assessments which have been done by the national government.
Okay, Senator Cherarki?
Maybe what apart from committing 250 million, what was the amount that was supposed to be given by national government? Governor, I've heard you say something about framework, because we are seeing it in CHVs now, we are seeing it in industrial park. And maybe, Chair, if you have noticed, this is a global problem. Almost all counties, this audit of industrial park is coming back on all audit reports. Governor, maybe I can pick your mind. What is the future of such engagements?
I think the problem with this project, it was like a replication of the old industrial estates, that the government comes up, national government, with a project which they think should be adopted at the county levels, and provides funding. And there's a political problem about that funding, because if counties elect not to access those funding, it becomes a political problem in the counties. But there's no assessment undertaken as to where these industrial parks are necessary, or whether they serve the purposes for which, they have been established. And I think this is one of the things, the debate that we must have when the national government decides what is good for the counties and commits money, when indeed some counties may not need those industrial parks. In fact, the way they were designed, it was like one design fits all. And you find some counties like, and excuse me if I give that example, like in the northern part of Kenya, those industrial parks, I don't think serve the purpose for which they were designed. They would rather use that money, if it was available, for other demanding projects. In a city like Nairobi, I think an industrial park using public resources, I think that is not putting any value to that money. And I think most of the fully urbanized counties like Nairobi and Mombasa, there have been some resistance. And getting the land, they were saying you must have minimum, I think, about 200 acres. Now in Nairobi, where did you get those 200 acres? So if you go now to the counties where industrial parks were built by the national government at that time, you begin to realize that, there was no proper use of resources at that time. And most of those parks have turned into other things other than being industrial. I mean industrial, what were they called in industrial estates?
Aggregation industrial parks.
Yeah,
With some counties, they're just big warehouses.
Yeah, can I conclude? Governor? Governor, so what are you saying? Was there a standardized legal framework for the all counties which we have seen it? Or like what we saw in medical equipment supplies, where there was a standardized engagement, and you are with us in the Senate. So was there a standardized legal framework in terms of the engagement between the counties and the national government, or it was based on individual? So, and then finally, in your own opinion, because I would have expected on this issue of industrial park, why does the national government increase allocation to counties instead of dictating what they should do? Because like CHVs also, some counties, either the what they call stipend or what they call salary or allowances, are either being paid or not being paid. What is the long-term solution? You having been serving as the governor for some time and also being part of the Devolution family.